You know, I just came back from flying my Spark, and every time I fly this, I get so excited about how much I really love this little drone. I've had it now for almost 3 years. It never lets me down. I fired it up, it goes, flies, it does what I want, it captures the pictures I want, and it's all kinds of fun. And that's why I want to talk about it here in 2020. Does it have a place? Oh, I know, it's been discontinued. DJI isn't making it anymore. It's still available. You can still find it in places. So after this video, if you're looking for a DJI drone or a good solid drone, hopefully I can give you 20 or more tips on why you should get the Spark. Every time I fly the Spark, I always come back saying how much I enjoyed it. Well, today when I came back, I thought, you know what, I'm going to write down some things about the Spark that makes me happy every time I fly it. They're not in any particular order. They're just as I thought about them, as I wrote them down just before making this video, and thought I'd share them with you, in case you're in the market. Now, I know it's discontinued, but there's still plenty of them out there if you look a little hard for it, and they're at the best price they've ever been. Like I say, it was awesome when it came out, and it's still awesome today, even with the competition that's out there. Let's go through a few of these things, and like I said, this isn't in any particular order. It's just where my thoughts were when I came back. Number one is probably the size. When it came out, size was big for this. I mean, that was the big bragging points. It was size, and it was a technology has been awesome on it, and still is today. One of the nicest things that I like about it, you can literally launch this from your hand. And it, you know, you can follow your hand and do all those crazy things that it does. But the nice thing about it, when I'm hiking and so forth, I can pull this out of the bag. I don't have to get my controller out or the phone or anything. I can double click this, have it follow me and my wife as we walk through the trail, bring it back, have it land in my hand, put it back in my bag. Come on now. I mean, that's awesome. I love it when we do that. Absolutely. And it follows you. Awesome. You know, you can fly it with just a phone. When it first came out, I think that's the way you flew it. I mean, it was expensive, a drone for that just to fly with the phone, but it worked. It worked really well, and you couldn't get the distance you can with the remote control, but it worked really well, and it got people started in a drone to keep it close and do a selfie drone and that kind of thing for sure, as well as the gimmick kind of with moving it with your hand, making it go away and come back. That's pretty cool though, just the same. And even I think the Air does it too. I'm not sure about the Pro if it does it or not, but the Pro 2 and that I know doesn't. The other thing is you can fly this connecting the controller with your phone without a cord. That's kind of nice when you're in a hurry, you want to put it out, you don't have your cord, or if you get the cord, you can get flying right away. I like that idea for sure. The other thing, you can connect it with an OTG cable too, which normally if I'm going to fly, I would do that when I'm planning on going to fly. I'll connect it with the OTG cable, and that makes a better connection. At least it makes me feel better. Although I've never had a problem, on distance or otherwise, connecting it with just the Wi-Fi signal from the phone to the controller. So be it. But I think it's safer. The other thing is charging the Spark. This I really like too. Is like, I just want one battery. I got family over. I want to go out and shoot them while they're around the pool. I'll pop this out. Charge the battery real quick. Wait from my desk in my office. I'll take it out there. I run, fly this around, bring it back, and charge it up. When the little pop out here, and I can charge it right from there. Now that's nice. That is really, really nice. I like that a lot. The other thing, another one here is using it from a power cell. Because you can do that, you can get one of those battery backup things and charge it while it's in the bag, or while you're on a trip. You can have that power cell to charge this maybe 2 times, 3 times, depending on your backup charger there. But also, there's a plate in there that you get with the combo that allows you to charge all 3 batteries that come with the combo. Another nice thing is the batteries are small, and they're also not too expensive. They're only like $50 a crack. That really beats the heck out of my other drones that are $110, $115 for just the battery. I mean, it still burns me that they're that high. Also, if you know, I say it flies really well and dependable. That's one of my notes, because it does. I have not yet, now knock on whatever, I have not had a problem with this at all. Taking off, landing, flying it, losing control. Now I don't fly it 1.5 miles. I fly pretty much in visual line of sight, but it goes out of sight. This is a small drone. It goes out of sight, but I always feel comfortable to get it back. I've never lost a connection, never felt nervous about it other than maybe the first 5 days I had it. But it has been that dependable. And I can't say that about my other Mavericks that I have, or the DJI Mavericks that I have. I've had problems with every one of them, but I haven't with this. Now, maybe I got a lucky one. Another thing nice is it's got, it handles wind surprisingly well. You know, I mean, for a little drone, it really does. It flies really well, and in that, it flies with the wind. Now, I ain't gonna fly any drone in a heavy-duty wind, mind you, but if you're out there and all of a sudden you realize the wind is starting to pick up, you may not have to just land it. It holds really well, and I like that it does. It gives you a little more confidence to stay out a little longer. The other thing is it has bottom and front sensors, which is, to me, it was as a beginner, when you first get a drone, that's really a nice feature. It will not crash. It just will not, it will stop. And the sensors on the bottom, like when it senses your hand and it senses the landing, and it also senses when it comes back to return to home, it will come back and work. I'll tell you a quick story. This one of the first or second times I ever took this drone out, I was out in a field, like a Little League field or whatever, and soccer field, and I didn't want to do the hand thing. I wasn't experienced yet, so I took it off from my case here, and when it flew away and went out, and I thought, well, you know, I'm going to try return home. So as it was coming back from return home, I was on top of the controls, figuring it's never going to land. It's going to land cockeyed or whatever. This thing came back and landed right on top of there. Now, I could not believe it. I had to holler out loud. It was so cool that this little drone would return home as good as my best drone I got from DJI. It would land right on this thing. I was amazed and have been amazed with this little drone ever since. That was really a turning point that this has some high tech. Okay, now I'm going to get away from my list. I get back here. The front and bottom sensors I just went over. Now, the Go4 app. Yay! That's a great app, and it works nice because my other drones have the Go4 app, the Pro and the Mavic Air. They have that, and I love that app. And you're used to it, you know where things are, you get around it quick. That's a plus to me. Now it has the camera. It has a 1080p camera, and people go, oh, 1080p is not 4K. So, you know, 90% of even the stuff that I shoot, I don't have to worry about it. It's a 1080p, it's going to take good. I don't have to worry about setting the controls whether I want 30, 60, or 24 frames per second. I don't have to worry about any of that. I fly this up, I get the shot, I bring it down, and I come back. If I'm going to worry about those other things, when I'm going to shoot 4K or 2K or 4K 30, then I'm going to take the other drone. I'm not using that for this. But what I use this for, there's nothing better. Get the shot, bring it back, and I tell you what, I like the way that shoots. I like the color that comes back. I like the way it does. Sometimes, if I shot 1080 on my better drone and I shot 1080 on this, it's hard to tell. I can get it mixed up more than once, just for whatever that's worth. The 2-axis gimbal, you know, it handles almost everything. If you're going to turn hard, it's going to show up with the not being a 3-axis gimbal. But if you're light on the trigger and you do it carefully in that, you really won't notice it. It has more to do with the pilot than it actually does with the gimbal at that stage when it doesn't have it. Up and down, sideways, you bet. That's got to be that way for sure. But, I mean, I've been able to get by, and I don't find that to be a big issue. But for some it is. The other thing, here's a cool thing too. This little baby turns into a speed demon. When you turn it up, it does 31 or better miles per hour. And I tell you what, because it's so small, when it zips by you, you think it's a racer drone. It really does. It flies so fast. It is so cool because it is small and quick. It's amazing. I mean, it has the power to be able to spin this little baby any place, anyway. It just really goes. Honest to gosh, it just really goes. If you got one, if somebody's watching this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. How fast this little drone can go and how much fun it is when it does. Okay, you burn the battery up, so be it. You know, that's going to happen, but you're going to have fun all that time. Now, it also takes excellent stills. You can get really nice pictures out of this with good color, sharp, and there's never a hesitation for me that I'm out there and something comes up. I've never wished yet that, oh, I wish I had my other drone because this is going to be an awesome shot. because I can get that awesome shot with this and make it work. I can do a little editing if I need to, but I can make it work. I've never had a problem saying, oh, you know, rarely does that ever happen, because usually if it's going to be something I need that other drone for, I'll bring it and have it. The follow me mode. Now this is really awesome, because this really does follow you really well. It follows as good as any other DJI drone that I got. It will follow you very good from the front and from the side and from the back, and then you can even have it circle as you're walking. It is really easy to work with that way. I mean, it just really is. You can put it where you want. It stays where you want. It keeps the distance between you. I mean, that's great. I mean, it really is not. That's when you start saying, this thing's more than a toy. It is not a toy. Never has been. I mean, it was promoted a little bit like fun for the kids, but it's way beyond that. Now, here's the other thing. It's the bag. You know, all the DJI drones that I got, not that I have that many, but almost every one of the bags I haven't liked. I end up using my Mavic Pro bag for my Mavic Air because it fits better in here than my Mavic Pro did. And this bag here is the only one that I use straight out of the thing. The only thing I don't put in there is the charging plate that charges the 3 batteries. But this holds two batteries in one in the thing. Really simple. Plus the remote. I put it over my shoulder. It's easy. Nothing to it. I'm there. I got 3 batteries, and I'm rolling. And that's the only one that of the bags that came from DJI that I like. The price. I guess that's the last thing to talk about. You know, the prices is dropping in this, where you can get it. I still see some on Amazon or whatever that are almost full price, $600, $650. Then you see them for $350. You see a lot of used ones. eBay's got a lot of them. But there's still a lot of new ones out there. There's a lot of companies that stocked up maybe before the DJI ended. So there's a chance to get it. So if you do have an interest in this, I would look pretty soon, because you don't want to miss it. My whole reason for this video, I don't have anything to make money on this at all. That's not my case. It's just that I enjoy flying drones. I'm a nut like many of you that are watching this, and I love this little drone. And I almost hate to see not being able to continue building this drone out with DJI, where they keep making it. And they really haven't made anything, or have I seen anything on the market that wasn't a toy like, that can replace this particular drone. Even the Mini doesn't hit my heart spot with this at all. This is a heck of a drone. So if you're thinking about it, some of these tips may have helped you, go for it. That's all I can say. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy the video as much as it was fun to make it for you.